Is November 29th, 2025. Yesterday was a nightmare. People are stupid and yelling crap at me. Oh, attorney's office has set an agreement with the FBI. They can drug, beat, rape her, and do whatever they want, steal everything from us. Why gold? Can they make an agreement like that? The answer is no. It's highly illegal. No officer, no agent can tell an attorney's office they can drug, beat, and rape anybody and steal from victims. It is abuse of power, blackmail, extortion, you name it. List of charges for both. You can't do any of this. And they don't have such agreement because it's highly illegal. See, that's where a criminal attorney, prosecutor's office, police, grants a friend that's an FBI agent, where they all said that an agent doesn't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Is it legal him saying it? On Google, if a police or an agent tells a victim they can never say anything, it is a 10 to 20-year sentence. Only a judge can put a gag order on you. If they tell someone they can't help you, it's 10 to 20 to life in federal. If they tell a victim calling for help to the people that are harming them, it's 10 to 20 years. See, they can't do any of this. Now, come on, it's the stupidest scam on earth. They could never have a doctor working for them, HIPAA. They wouldn't have to worry about law enforcement getting them. The medical board would pull that doctor's license and put them in jail. They don't have my medical records, that's another 10 years. Even an individual would steal somebody's medical records from their home and try to use it against them. It's 10 years for an individual. They can never have a doctor. They cannot bring up your medical records. It's a 10-year sentence. No attorney had permission to be in my home. It is a federal crime. Felony invasion of privacy, cyber stalking, voyeurism, illicit sex offender. And the right to privacy. They can't bug your car either. We'll put it that way. You go to jail for this. They can't drug you for fake confessions. It's pharmaceutical torture. They can't have their doctor friend pull your medical records. They can't have a doctor say anything. They can't even know your medical records. We're talking 10 years per incident. Federal prison. It's the stupidest scam on earth. Some guy in New Philly said they thought it was that Michelle up in Summit Mall yelling that stuff out, that they set this whole thing up to extort money from the government, that she's so mad that agent broke up with her, she's telling on everybody. Oh, and then after all that, went over to Carl's daughter Audrey that witnessed Rick telling her that he was going to bash both her head in, kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, have him found incompetent, steal everything he's got, bash my head in too. She even said, it's sick what he did to that horse and cat. I know. Trying to get his dad arrested. If he had to even get his dad arrested to take over that farm, he would. Danny had took Carl down to get his grandmother's oak chest for his daughter Audrey. Make sure he's safe. And I've never seen the farm. Carl wouldn't let me down there. Danny took pictures of his brother's horse when he was alive. It belongs to his daughter, Desi. Perfectly fine. Do you know what was wrong in a few days? Works like you don't call me. I'm calling the VA and saying you're beating that horse and not harming that calf. Carl hadn't been down there in months because he'd been threatening to kill him if he showed up. Chased him off its own land. Desi's taking care of her own horse and a neighbor. Neighbor said the cat was fine running across the field with it in 2 days. Of the Humane Society being called. Well, in 2 days, the cat's almost dead. We had to put it down. It was dying of liver disease. And the horse had a big hole in the side of his head and a scratch on his face. I don't think it works fine. Nobody got in trouble at all. And the most would have happened is Desi would have got $1,000 fine. We put it on somebody else's farm, got a vet for it. And the vet got out there, it was almost healed. And got a farrier to trim its hooves. I've never even seen it in person. But that's sick. And that, like the neighbor said, that cat was fine. It was running across the field. But Rick was the one threatening it. It is sick. Just like he said when his dad dies, he's going to sue me for every dime my husband spent on me. I talked to 4 different attorneys. Carl can sell his land to whoever he wants, spend his money on whoever he wants, and it's none of Rick's business. These people need to learn their place. Oh, and how he's going to call CPS. I mean, why would you call Child Protective Services? Carl's 80. No, he acts like a bad child at times, but come on now. I tease him about that. And you know what? Do you know who works out of that? The sheriffs. Do you know who told me to take my husband and run? The sheriffs. And never let his family know where he lives again. For them threatening his life. Trying to steal his land and steal everything he has. And the other one stealing everything from him and threatening us. And they're dangerous. Breaking in our home, stealing paperwork between us. He probably has my social. He has no right. He's self-entitled and they think he's on drugs because he's acting irrational. No, they're just thieves. When you realize they're thieves, and they probably are on drugs. And they're self-entitled. That, just like him saying, how dare you buy my dad a big TV? He didn't need it. It's not for him to say what I buy my husband. Just like that stepdaughter, Deb. How dare you buy him shoes? His shoes were in rags. See, they don't think he needs shoes. You don't need a TV. You just want to lock him up in a nursing home and steal everything he got, including his freedom. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Since he realized that they're never going to beat on him again. I said, I may get scared. I may get upset. And at times I lose my temper. I may yell because I'm so upset over all this. Because I had to move out of my home, put my stuff in storage, stay with somebody else, move into a tiny apartment. It's upsetting. I said, but the most I'll do is yell because I'm upset of the situation. He said, I know that and you're hurting. He said, you never hurt me. And they did. I said, I will make sure that they never harm you again. He told me, he said, I've never met anybody like you. He told me I was strong one day. You don't realize how strong you are. People had told me that, and I felt like I was breaking into pieces. How strong I actually was. I gotta get off here, but there's one thing getting in an argument with someone. There's a whole different thing threatening somebody's life than threatening to steal everything they got. You can get mad at a situation and have a disagreement. There's nothing wrong with that. That's being human. But when you threaten somebody's life, you cross a line. You start breaking in their home. You start harassing them. and you threaten their existence, you are way out of line and breaking the law. You know, his daughter, Audrey, she told me when I told her what the police said and how mad I was at them for terrorizing me out of my home that I loved. I said the police said not to ever let his family know where he lives again for his safety. She said, "You're nothing but Brenda, the late wife that had her kids beat on him, stole all his money." I said, "I am not Brenda." She said, "I want to know where you live. It's not like I'll show up, but I want that address." I said, "No, absolutely not." I said, "You know, if everything calmed down and everything went away, maybe I'd give it to you in a few months, but no, then you're Brenda." I said, she said, "You're taking my dad away from me." I said, "We've tried to call you last week. You didn't answer. We tried to call you a couple weeks ago before that, and you didn't answer. To come see you. Your dad can come see you anytime he wants. He can meet you places. You can talk to him on the phone. They just don't want you to have his home address for his safety because the other ones are crazy." And she told me off. I told Carl I'm done with her. I gave her $1,000 for Christmas last year. Me and Carl did. And I gave her $800 to fix her furnace. Brenda would have never done that. Never. And how dare she call me that? And I said Brenda wouldn't have packed up her whole life, put it in storage, and ran to protect her father's life. I did. And I lost my home. You know, Jen's brother David, he used to, my daughter-in-law, he would mow my lawn for me. He said, "Karen, I think you're being stalked." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "I've been mowing the lawn. They have people driving up both sides of the roads, and you're probably being followed." He said, "They're driving up both sides of the road, and they're staring at your apartment and staring at me. I've never seen anything. I think they're following you. And they're having so many people do it so that you can't go anywhere without them knowing it." I said, "I already realized that. I've seen it too." These people, they made up a lie that Carl's land has millions of dollars of oil. He doesn't. They made up lies he was a millionaire. He had $5 grand. That's it.